At Home, the home decor store, filed for bankruptcy in 2025, and in my opinion, rightfully so. Every single thing I saw in that store was overpriced junk.
But it's wobbly, $70.
But now it's 2026, and supposedly At Home is the new home decor destination.
So I was scrolling the internet at 2 a.m. like one does, and I kept seeing At Home everywhere, as in At Home stores, over and over and over again.
I'm seeing influencers, content creators, just everyday people talking about how At Home is the place to shop, and I'm going to put it to the test in today's video. So I'm gonna head into At Home and give you my honest opinion.
I'm walking inside, and I truly feel like an undercover agent. I am conducting research because this store sucks, or it sucked. Like every single thing I bought, I returned. And I'm not a big returner because I get nervous.
Now the texture and movement on this vase and this coordinating one really surprised me. I would buy these in a heartbeat if I needed them, which I don't, but I was immediately then disappointed by this because look at the interior of this white vase. It looks like the side of a volcano in the worst way. And this decorative sculpture was $50.
So they're playing music in here, so I can't talk because I'll get copyrighted. But my general feelings about At Home have always been, most of the stuff is junk. As you can see here, there's scratches on this. Sure, it's on clearance, but like still. And then the stuff that isn't junk is severely, horribly overpriced. Let's look at this. This I think is cute. This gives like Thaddeus collection, but it's wobbly, and I don't know the price. $70.
But one thing I've always appreciated about At Home is that you can get something for every single design style here. So while I don't like these signs, I love that you can get them and something glam. Now I love this white marble easel and then this book holder to the side here. These look just like Pottery Barn for a fraction of the price, and this tray caught my eye. I put it in my cart, I took it out, I put it in my cart, I took it out. The finish on this looks just like Pottery Barn in our house, and they would be upwards of $100 there. Same thing with this candlestick holder, and their selection of candlestick holders was really impressive. They had this one, they had this Calcutta marble one. I thought that these all looked really, really expensive. Now, does anyone need any of these candle holders? No, I think people give taper candle holders a lot more weight than they should hold because they honestly just don't take up that much space visually. So this is kind of like a trap we get stuck in, but something like this would be great. And the finish on this is also exquisite. It gives Z Gallery, but at a fraction of the price, maybe CB2, because I think Z Gallery doesn't have like the most positive connotation because it reads too glam. These hurricane candle holders reminded me of the ones from Ralph Lauren, which are sickeningly expensive, but I really love the selection of candle holders. But again, no one really needs a ton of these, and this seems like the stuff that you pick up and then never really use. Now, looking at all of these vases, I want you to look for things that have an interesting pattern, that have patina, and that have a variation in finish. So I really liked that one, but something speckled like this, I think this looks very, very cheapy. Same thing with this here. We want things that look like they could tell a story, and a lot of these do not, regardless of your interior design style. And I find that when you're looking at them from afar, they look good, and then you get close up and you're like, oh my god, what's happening? Like with this tortoise one, I was like, oh, this is good. Why is there glitter in it? Why is there glitter in it? And then these chinoiserie inspired ones, that's fine, but you can get them from a vintage store, a Goodwill, much more affordably with actual history and story and craftsmanship. But there are diamonds in the rough here, but you do have to do a lot of searching. And again, a lot of these just scream Ross, and I love Ross Dress for Less, but they don't come with Ross prices. I was really impressed though with the selection of sculpture. So bust statues at Restoration Hardware, otherwise home goods even, they are so expensive. I found these to be very, very heavy, super high quality, and just silhouettes that I hadn't really seen before. So I would definitely pick these up, and for the new home, I will go and pick some of these up, and I think that that is high praise. They also have a lot of random like animal sculptures, but I did like this dog one. I know this is so niche, but I think having something whimsical, but in an elevated tone is not something that you see all the time, and I really, really like that. But all of these vases, I was just kind of like, okay, we don't need these. We don't need these. Like that big terracotta one, I love. I think a lot of these just pigeonhole you in terms of interior design style, and I don't really like that. The finish on this, exquisite, again, just like Pottery Barn. This one was actually $24.99. I got the price wrong on the screen. I think there's a larger version, but I love that they have so many different variations of the same product at different sizes, so that maybe if you want one size in one room and one size in another, you can do that. This is one of the products I actually picked up. This is great for your soap as a tray in the entryway to add height to your candles, even as a riser on your desk. I think this is a very versatile option. Their tray selection is probably the best one I've ever seen. Now, pedestal bowls have been having a moment, and these silhouettes are really great because they're atypical. You can see that proportionally they are not perfect, and I like that because it creates a little bit of nuance. And I like this decorative box. Everyone likes the horn look these days. Decorative boxes are normally like $60, $70, and I'm like, for what reason? It makes me just want a paper mache and Amazon box and call it a day. This is the RH dupe of the day. This is $70 for a 31-inch long tray. Cover this with moss and succulents. You are going to have a statement centerpiece that is going to last you for years to come. I also want to show you these decorative boxes because this is one of the first places I've seen them when it's not just like faux crocodile. These gold ones on Amazon, these are like 40 bucks. You're just seeing lots of different patterns and finishes, and I enjoy this because everyone needs a good decorative box. Decorative boxes are an interior design secret weapon because you can hold mess in plain sight, and being messy is just a part of being human, and I think if we embrace that, we're going to be better off. This task lamp was Ralph Lauren vibes, and all of these lights to the left here are USB powered, which I thought was really, really cool. Something I've always liked about At Home though is their selection of lampshades. They irrefutably have the best lampshade collection, and what I really love is that their lamps are mix and match. So you can really craft your own lamp at this store, and lamp bases are normally really expensive, and pretty much at every store, the lampshade they give you with the lamp base is not proportional to that lamp base, and therefore it's kind of throwing you off. But then you're like, oh my gosh, it was so expensive, I don't want to do anything about it. This store makes it accessible, and I've always been pro their lamps, but this tortoise one, I've never seen a lamp like that before. I love it. These green ones are giving a Pottery Barn, they're giving Kirkland's, they're giving Rejuvenation. This one is giving Restoration Hardware with the alabaster, and it's USB powered. I've never seen lighting like this, and I spend all day long looking at lighting.
I'm actually kind of shocked. I've never seen a lamp this big anywhere. And let's look at the price. This is insane.
This chevron lamp looks straight out of Soho Home. If you've ever perused their website, it makes you want to vomit. It really truly gives you acid reflux because everything is so expensive. Something like this would be at least $350 on the website. This just looks high end with the different patterns. You're gonna get a different experience no matter the time of day you're using it and the perspective you're looking at it at. And I love when lamps can almost be sculptural and decorative, not just like functional. Their faux florals were actually quite nice. I'd never looked at them before, but I love the olives here. I love the eucalyptus. They have the right amount of variation, and they're really nice and full. I didn't need any, but I was pleasantly surprised here, though the trees left very much to be desired, so much so that I didn't even film them.
One thing that hasn't changed is the artwork. It leaves much to be desired. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this style of artwork, but this, $70. You could go on Etsy and support someone, an actual artist, for the same price, if not cheaper. This is a citizenry dupe. This is so expensive. This is like $500 on their website. It's $70 here, and then they have this version as well. Obviously not as thick and as nice, but I am still very, very impressed. I'm impressed.
Now I'm moving it to mirrors. They've always had really, really good mirrors. I think they were the first place to really successfully do a dupe of like the Restoration Hardware mirrors, the gilt mirrors. So I've always been happy with the selection. Some of the golds are good, some of them are not, but this one is actually kind of insane. This one gives Soho Home, but this one is an RH dupe. It's like the Primrose from Anthro, but it's $150. They don't sell it online anymore, but in store it's $150. Even on the website it's on $150, but you can't order it. This is insane. I would just rub and buff this and get the Anthro or RH look for less. The rugs are really nice. People are loving the shag rug style these days. $60. They've always had really good rugs. They just don't have rugs in large enough sizes, I would say. I think they stop at 9 by 12. So that's the only limiting factor, but I think they have really great rugs, especially with kids and you have high traffic areas that you still want to look chic. Lots of organic modern patterns and lots of different plays on jute, which I really, really enjoy. And yeah, I mean, I really like them. No notes besides the sizing isn't super versatile. And of course they do have a lot of printed rugs, but so does every store people are shopping at these days.
Now, I think one of the main draws of At Home has always been that like you could take this home today. So you know, that's why they're really cool, because of the furniture. But is the quality there? I would say most of the time, no. But we're gonna look at the styles and kind of assess that.
I will say that most of the furniture silhouettes are very, very traditional or very trendy. So we see the boucle, we see the rattan. It's very much so what we would expect, but like this sofa is a dupe for the Jake sofa from Pottery Barn. That's kind of gnarly. This one is a dupe for one for CB2. I think they have the details here and the pricing is really good. It's just how will these items hold up over time? Is the craftsmanship amazing? This is a West Elm dupe, $39 here, over $80 at West Elm if they still sell it, but I have had a lot of clients buy that table and really love it. This is the CB2 dupe, $49.99 right now. I mean, this is great and it has storage. West Elm dupe. I mean, in terms of dupes, this is a West Elm and CB2 dupe haven. This one looks so expensive. They don't sell it online, but this is something that I would immediately pick up. This glass texture looks so expensive, but it's all about finding the diamond in the rough. This color is really amazing. This aubergine, they have swivel chairs. This looks just like CB2. I mean, CB2 sells these for $799. Another West Elm dupe, but you need to assess these for quality, right? Because you could see this one wobbled a little bit. This is a Soho Home dupe. I mean, the options are great. This is where things go downhill when it's not just like a standard side table. Anything with drawers, they don't have soft closes. They don't have really good track systems. So you can see this one, you can barely close it. If you buy something that doesn't have any drawers or storage, I think you're going to be better off. I really do like that they have headboards though, because it's so hard to find a headboard and have one shipped to you. But it felt very much so like foam. I probably would upholster one myself by going to Joann. Oh my God, RIP Joann. Joann's not here, but going to a craft store. The dining chairs were also really nice. I mean, honestly, now that I'm reflecting, this gives more like all modern Wayfair, but you can shop in person, which is quite nice. This is a dupe of the Jagger chair and also the Thaddeus chair from Restoration Hardware. I think it's kind of a combination of the two silhouettes and they're $199 a piece. And these were remarkably comfortable. I did sit in them. These are dupes for CB2. I like the shape of them. Velvet counter stools are very, very common. The planters were insane. So all of them were lovely. Most of them were actually ceramic, not just fiber stone. If you want a dramatic entrance to your home, a dramatic foyer, a dramatic time outside, this is the way you're gonna do it. This is like the secret weapon if you're trying to get that RH look and feel for less. My clients always buy this particular vase. It's called the Eleni planter. It is right here on the end, but this is, I mean, just the best hidden gem.
I'm back in the car. It started raining. It looks dramatic outside. It's like, don't go in there. Don't go in there. I've already done it. I've already been inside. Here are my final thoughts. I spent $129, okay? I only bought, I think, 4 things, but I got a candlestick holder that's a Crate and Barrel dupe for something that's like $500, slay, and it looks like the Thaddeus collection from Restoration Hardware, slay, okay? We found lots of dupes. I'll do like comparisons up on the screen, and by me I mean Jess, my editor, who's fantastic. You guys gotta thank her because she makes the DIY with KB YouTube channel work. But I found lots of designer look for less finds, lots of designer dupes. I'm thinking they're using the same wholesalers and maybe they've just changed their wholesaler relationships over the course of like this transition, and that's really leveled things up. This guy was following me around. I think he thought I was stealing, but I wasn't. I was just doing some investigative journalism, okay? Wrap up, the decorative accents, meh, I would give them a 5 out of 10. The lighting, I would give an 8 out of 10. The planters, 10 out of 10. The furniture, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Some really nice silhouettes, some really nice designs. The quality was lackluster, but the pricing is amazing, right? And IKEA is no longer affordable, so this is a good contender if you want the look and you don't want the quality, because the fact of the matter is there's just some points in life where you cannot afford the quality, and that doesn't mean you need to live in squalor. I know that's a controversial opinion, but it's the one that I have. What else? The faux florals looked fine, the ones that I saw. None of them were like, oh, Kiva, you gotta buy this, but they were fine. The art, abysmal. The art gets 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. I didn't really look at like the towels and stuff like that. That's just not, to me, something that I would buy at an at home. I would order that on Walmart. I'd get it on Amazon. I was gonna say Bed Bath & Beyond, but RIP. Oh, but they're back. Okay, that's another one. Should we do a video on that? The return of Bed Bath & Beyond. Is it worth it or not? Because I used to be down bad for Bed Bath & Beyond. But they've also said some questionable things politically recently, so I don't love that. But we can talk about that another time. On the whole, I thought my experience in at home was fine. I think if I went in there without knowing what I wanted, I could see how I could spend a lot of money on just plain junk. They still have a lot of crappy looking stuff in there, but also beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Some people just have different tastes than you,
And that's not what we're talking about. I wasn't saying, oh, this stuff is all farmhouse, therefore it sucks. You know what? I love a good little farmhouse, okay? I think it's just like a matter of quality. You saw a lot of the vases. They were shiny. There was no difference in texture. There wasn't any like depth to them. But the brass, the silver, blown away. I've not seen quality like that anywhere. They have to be using the same wholesalers as Our House and Pottery Barn. Like, I'm shocked to my core. The lighting options, the lampshades, I've never seen a more affordable lampshade in my life. And guys, I spent all day long looking at home decor and furniture. Like, this is my job. So shocked. I'm shocked at that. I thought the overall vibe was nice. It was clean in there. It was easy to peruse. The rug still looked good. Like, it wasn't dirty, you know? Like, you could shop the store and find what it is you're looking for without having to ask for any help. I was pleasantly surprised. Will Kiva be back? No, probably not. You know, it's not a place that you would go without a plan. So don't step foot in there if you don't have a plan. I think Home Goods, you're still gonna get things that are just like a little bit more elevated because they have books, right? They have the global section. They have actual designer brands just at a discounted rate. But I think At Home is great for finishing touches. If you need a finishing touch, that's the place to go. I would not start there for furniture. I would not start there for anything else. I would do finishing touches from At Home. But that's better than before because the store used to be so bad, I would not step foot in them. And I know I just said I would not be back, but those planters at the end, they're going in the new house. The new house has space for stuff like this. We have some outdoor space. It's all coming from At Home. So At Home, if you don't hate everything that I said, you can send those to me for free, but I won't work with you because I don't like you enough for that. Integrity is really important, okay? And so none of that, but you can send it to me for free. But that is it for today's video, you guys. At Home is back. Is it better than ever? Yes. Is it good? Still no. Still don't go. But I'm happy that I guess they survived bankruptcy because at least they've elevated the quality. I'm happy that they came back better as opposed to bringing back the same crap they had before. I'd give the overall store a 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, let me know. This was Kiva Unfiltered. These are my thoughts when I'm out shopping for clients, for myself, for things like that. You have to go in there with a critical eye. And at the end of the day, these people don't care about you. They're just trying to take your money. So it's okay for me to have the opinion that I have. Me saying that At Home sucks is not going to hurt their bottom line, and that's okay. But I want you to do good things with your money, and that's why I come out here and I do the research. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like this video, if you like me, if you want to be a part of the channel, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on those post notifications because I post every Monday and Friday. I swear to you, when I was in Antarctica, I still kept posting. That's how devoted I am to you. When my daughter was born, I was in the hospital uploading, you know, so I'm here every Monday and Friday. So if you want that level of consistency, if you need a relationship like that in your life, I'm going to provide it to you. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And until next time, have a beautiful day.